thing worse than being blind is having sight and no vision, you know? Some of these kiddos, they really, you know, if you see one way, you know, you think everyone sees the way you do, first of all. And you don't even know you have an issue. And I see all kinds of things. I remember one kiddo, he was about 9, and he had been patched. He had just gotten a clean bill of health from his ophthalmologist and saw me the next week for an evaluation. And he said, well, I see 2 of you. I'm like, how do you know which one is the right me? He said, well, you're kind of darker, and the one next to you is kind of a ghost. So I know to look at you. And I was like, have you told your mom about this at all? No, I haven't. And how do you know which one is your mom? You know, so like the kids you might be the ones that they tell. Like this kiddo hadn't even told his mom that he saw 2 of her. And that was from pretty far away. Like as far as I kept backing up and backing up. I expected it would just be when we were close, but it was actually as I even went across the room. So these were the types of things that I kept seeing in my practice, you know, and the things that were like red flags. So be on the lookout for these types of things. They may point to an ocular-motor or convergence problem, you know, head tilting, attempting to get a clear visual image, less eye contact, reading very close to the page. The recommended distance is 15 inches. That's generally the length of somebody's forearm. It's called Dr. Harmon. All these doctors name everything after themselves. So Dr. Harmon, you know, measured that, and that's Harmon's distance. So that is a recommended distance for reading. It's also the range that most kiddos have trouble, that have convergence problems. It's usually going to be in that near space area. Rarely does it go like several feet away, they'll be better. So that's why it's so subtle, because they look at you from 3 feet away and they're fine, they can see you. But anything in near space, desk work, computers, iPads, can be a struggle for them. Also, covering one eye, very, very common. I just evaluated a kiddo this week, actually yesterday, it seems like a long week. And he was, you know, just covering one eye as he was, you know, doing his work. So very subtle. They kind of attempt to hide that almost. They know they can see better with one eye, and they may just look like they're holding their head up, but they're literally covering one eye, because with 2 eyes they're getting a double image, and the brain cannot handle a double image. So watch for that. Lack of symmetry, we'll show you, you know, some other pictures of that. Turning the paper vertical. So I'll just use this as an example. It's generally always going to be easier for a kiddo to make a vertical line than a horizontal. Of course, developmentally that's true, but you need more eye teaming to go across. So you may want them to follow a maze or whatever they're doing and go across, and you may see them, oh, can I do it this way? I'm just giving you like little red flags. You may see the whole body and head turn. That may come from the body because they can't cross midline, or it may come from the visual system. And then really just the eyes not lining up together in the midfield. We'll look at that a little bit more.
Hello? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Tilt